What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Errol Spence. Get this. Errol Spence states that stuff started hurting after the accident, expects to return in April, May, or June. Errol Spence Jr. revealed Saturday night that injuries he suffered in his most recent car accident will delay his return in the ring, while the injuries Spence sustained in a head-on collision December 10th aren't nearly as serious as the damage he endured in a one crash in October of 2019. The unbeaten unified welterweight champion admitted during an interview with Showtime's Brian Custer that he was hurt badly enough to need time off from training. Spence told Custer that he had expected to announce his next fight against rival Keith Thurman after a few days after his SUV was hit head on in the Dallas area. He says, quote, "I was going to have a fight announced probably like 3 or 4 days after my accident," Spence said, "but stuff started hurting and things like that. So we kind of pushed it back and we'll wait on an announcement." Okay. Let me counterpunch. People, first of all, I am glad that Errol Spence is somewhat like a cat. He has lives. He is fortunate and blessed and highly favored beyond measure. Okay? For people that are non-spiritual, he's luckier than a motherfucker. Right? So let's get that out there. I'm glad he's okay. Now, saying all that to say this. Now, don't you guys see why Terrence Crawford didn't accept the fight later on or for the next year? Because next year is not promised. Okay? Next year is not promised for anybody because you don't know what stipulations may occur, like this one. Okay? If Terrence Crawford would have agreed to fight Errol Spence and he would have been locked into a contract to fight Errol Spence, and Errol Spence, same shit would have happened to him, okay? And this accident would have derailed it to what? What date was it? April, May, or June. That meant that he would have been out of the ring a year and 6 months. Okay? Anything. Ask Tyson Fury this. Activity will stop a lot of, or can beat you. It's like second cousin to Father Time. If you're rusty, if you've been out of the ring, if you haven't had activity, your body needs that. Your reflexes will not be the same just jumping on a bike. You have to warm up first. You have to bet on that bike. Okay? And in boxing, it's like this. You won't know it. It depends also on the style of that fighter, how fast that fighter starts, and you haven't been in there in a year and a half, and you got 3 years on this guy. And you expected Terrence Crawford to sign a contract for something that he really wasn't sure when the date's going to be? See, they really don't know. And see, this explains why you shouldn't, hey, okay, I want to fight in November. Nah, how about February? How about kiss my ass and I'll fight somebody else? Because that's exactly what happened. And it was a right choice to do. Why? Because now he's injured. Now he's hurt. So you wouldn't expect him to fight anybody at this point. He was going to fight Keith Thurman. That gets Keith Thurman off the hook because now he has to heal. You don't expect fighters to wait on you until you heal. They had nothing to do with your car accident or some 14-year-old crashing into you. You know what I mean? It sucks for you, but they had nothing to do with it. It's not their problem. It's your problem. You know, just like you can't expect Terrence Crawford to know, oh, well, this fight's going to definitely happen. Well, why don't I just take a fight in the meantime, you know, and then come to find out the day he fought Avanesian was the day that Errol Spence got hit by that 14-year-old. Okay, so it's things and factors that people really don't know of before people start running their mouth about Terrence Crawford. Oh man, he should have took that. Yeah, he should have took that because he wanted to stay active and they were bullshitting him. This wasn't a Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua situation where Tyson Fury gave him a deadline. No, Terrence Crawford has been in negotiations with Errol Spence for a long fucking time. How about all year damn near? These guys have been in negotiation for at least 6 months. It does not take that fucking long. I'm sorry. You know, for them to figure out what they wanted to do. They had a date set for November, okay? They had a date set for November, and for some reason, somehow that got pushed. And the question is, why? Because I need to know this because I keep forgetting when Errol Spence last fought. But I know he fought this year. Right? So he fought Ugas in April. Well, he fought this year, even though that's kind of far away, April, from now, because it's December, so that's like 4 months from being a year. So, 8 months of activity is a mother sucker, right? But, but still, like, he had already had his fight. Terrence Crawford fought in November. Okay, so that should tell everybody, like, it's things that we won't know about. And Terrence Crawford was right for taking a fight. It was wrong for not getting a guarantee. People try to factor in what they think would happen. Nothing beats a guarantee, people. And what's guaranteed from a non-guarantee is uncertainty. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Errol Spence needing a layoff due to the injury, April, May, or June. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.